Hello, my name is Sarah Miller. I am just so honored to be able to share my story. I have had multiple sclerosis for more than 20 years. I've been going to my neurologist for about 20 years, and for anyone who has the disease, they know the symptoms. They know the neuritis in the eyes, the loss of vision, the tingling, the burning, the weakness, the chronic fatigue. For me, I think was the absolute worst. I wanted to be in bed by 7:30, 8 o'clock. I began praying about 6 o'clock. God, just get me through making dinner for my family, my husband, and my children, and just do my duties every day. But I was very, very limited in what I could do. And I've used a walker. I've used a cane. I was very close to getting to a wheelchair because I could not walk distances. And life was challenging. It was what it was, but it was certainly challenging. I used to be a runner. I ran 10 miles a day, actually, in college. And I was at the point where I could not even walk, to the mailbox hardly, certainly not unassisted. And this was a huge life change for me. And as we looked to the neurologist, it was our only thing we knew and our only hope. He continually put me on different medications, and they were all injection drugs I had to give myself. There were times where I was homebound, hooked up to IVs for a week at a time, steroids, 1,000 milligrams of Solumetrol a day. And that not only was very expensive, it did a lot of damage to my body. The medication itself probably was worse than the disease. And I'll even share two different medication treatments that I was on. One of them had a side effect, or two side effects that were life-threatening. They said very, very rare, not very likely that would happen. One was suicidal thoughts, and the other was liver problems. But they checked my liver, and it was fine. I never suffered depression, so they said, no worries for you. And they put me on the medication. Within 3 weeks, I was in liver failure, suffering suicidal thoughts. This was life-threatening. The neurologist immediately called when he saw this liver numbers and said, get off of it now. No, not even weaning off. He was like, get off of it right now, today, no medications today. And then we had to work for months to pull me out of that, and physically and emotionally, because the medication had done some things to the brain that stopped all emotions. And this was serious. This was life-threatening. Once I pulled out of that, he said, okay, well, we have another medication, another treatment we want you to try. And this was very serious medication too, but I was also a very serious case for him. He said actually I was probably his most serious case, because most of his patients could be on medication 10, 15 years and do fine with it in his eyes. He said, but your body's not tolerating any medication. He said, but we're going to try this other one. We feel good about it. And so $27,000 for 5 days of medication. And I'm a homeschool mom. We don't have that much money. But he said, we don't have many choices for you left. And so we did it. Home health care came in, got me set up on the medication. 3 days into it, my vision was almost completely gone. My heart was out of control. My husband took me to the urgent care, and after 2 hours of testing, they said, you've got to take her to the emergency room. Something's seriously wrong with her. So he rushed me to the emergency room, and I spent some time there and in the hospital, and I was not in good shape at this point in time. The medication had done some serious damage to my body and depleted it in such a way that this took about a 3-month recovery to pull me out of this treatment just for survival. And so now the neurologist has one medication left, the last one that he has not tried in the past. And we took the packet of information home, we looked into it, we reviewed it, we finally said, no, because this medication had the side effect of death. And he said, it doesn't happen to everyone, but any medication, you don't do well with the side effects, because you get every side effect there is, and this one has a side effect of death. And I had a lot to live for. I have a great marriage. I have wonderful children, and we just couldn't buy into this one, that I was going to allow these neurologists to give me a medication that was going to kill me. And so my husband and I humbled ourselves and surrendered to God and said, what have you got for us? Is this it? Is this the end? Or is there another way for us to go? So we prayed about it. We asked God to show us. If there's another way, please show us. And this is where the story gets good. I think it was the next day, some friends of ours came up to us after Mass that Sunday, and they said we had gone to a talk with a Dr. Lonnie Bagwell. And all through the talk they said, Sarah Miller's name just kept coming up in our hearts, that you should, telling me, you should be here, you should have been there to hear this talk. We think he has an answer for you, and there might be something we can do for you. And knowing that I was out of all options, and they committed to make an appointment for me. My friend, she came and got me. My vision at this point in time is very weakened. I'm using a cane. My tremors are very serious. I could not get myself to the appointment. She came and got me. She took me to the appointment. She sat in with the appointment with me. We had x-rays done. Dr. Bagwell acknowledged this is a serious case. This is going to be one of his most difficult challenges, especially since the neurologist essentially had sent me home to die, and with nothing left for me. And he said, we're gonna start a treatment plan for you, and it's gonna have to be very consistent. And so when he began the treatments, the adjustments, it wasn't your typical adjustment, because my nerves were so inflamed. I was just really struggling even with the beginning of the treatments. But he adjusted it to where I could handle it, and he stuck the course, and I'm trying to stick the course. And here we are. If I can fast forward 3 months, he has been treating me, and I don't have any symptoms at all of MS. I walk unassisted. I don't have any tingling, any burning. I am up till 10:30, 11 at night. The fatigue is gone, essentially. I'm back up at 6 in the morning. Every morning I can get my holy hour of prayer in every morning, and just thanking God. And I give all glory to him, because it was he who answered my prayer and led us here. And so I look at where we are now, and I'm living a new life. I was sent home essentially to die, and yet here I am living a new life. I've got my life back. I'm with my husband, my children. We're out doing things now. I'm staying up late with them and helping care for the family. And wow, this is amazing. What do we do with this now? Where do we go from here? I would say at this point in time, I'm stabilized, but the healing has just begun. They're starting to work with me on a detox program and nutrition program, and now we're really going to get me back in shape as I once was. I don't think I'll ever be that runner again that ran 10 miles a day, but could I go out and walk a mile or two? Yeah, I think so. I'm going to get out there again, and our family used to love hiking in the mountains. That's my dream, to get back out there, to go hiking in the mountains. We were looking at planning a camping trip this summer in the mountains, and that was what we loved doing. And you know what? We're getting our lives back again. And, we just can never forget and give glory to God for bringing us to this man, this practice, to this care that is enabling my body to rebuild and repair itself, and to live again.